Hi, everybody. Happy December. I pulled this card, and generally I speak so much, but I wanted to share this card that I pulled. I was asking the question about how do I allow myself to really fill my heart up with gratitude and acknowledgement for all the things that I possessed as my gifts. If you're in my membership group, Connect Back to You, you've been noticing that the cards that I've been pulling from past couple of weeks have been steering me to just this, acknowledging your personal power, your personal gifts. And I think so many times all of us just let them go. I spoke about it a little bit in November, where I said that you need to take the time to acknowledge you and what you actually hold. So today, when I asked, what do I actually have to do to actually own that space within my heart? What do I have to do? And this is the card that I got. So I think this is such a poignant card. The words on the bottom say, time to feed the hungry heart. And it's interesting because I always say food is love, and it's all about, how do we feed the people that we love in our lives? Many times it's with food or with caring, or with doting, right? But my question was, how do I feed myself? How do I feed myself with love? How do I do that? How do I show that to myself? I know how to do it for other people, but how do I do it for me? And then I remembered in chapter 24 in my book, the universe sends me messages. Listen, if you trust your intuition, it's in that chapter. And I really talk about acknowledging my gifts and how important it is to acknowledge those gifts and allow for the time to acknowledge those gifts to be something that you do almost like a ritual. And it was something I never did. So for the month of December, like I asked you in November, take the time to acknowledge your gifts. And I'm just going to read you a little section here from my book. And it just says, I knew I had to share. I need to find the acknowledgement within myself. It felt so odd to accept my gift. I was coming to realize more and more what I needed to do. I was so scared to lose who I was before and share it all. They helped me through my battle, and in the end, I realized I was denying who I was to myself. So stop shutting out the voices. Stop shutting out the gifts that you know you have to be true, and start acknowledging them and claiming them as yours. We all have gifts, and stop being humble about what those gifts are, and instead share them with love and with light for everyone to see you in all of who you are, but most of all, for you to see them for who they are and what they are, and know that that's the reason why you're here. Have a beautiful December. Hey, it's November, and many people during the month of November spend a lot of time around the table, traditionally, giving gratitude for the things in their life, for the people in their life, the things in their life. And although I think that that's a great tradition and one maybe I should participate more in, today I got a channeled message when I was in the shower, and it sort of reminded me that the thing to be grateful for is us and our value, to take the time to acknowledge the power that we have within ourselves. It may seem like it doesn't really go with Thanksgiving, but I'm here to tell you, I believe that it does. I believe that it does. That giving thanks to the gifts that you have, to the gifts that you know that you're good at, and acknowledging them, calling them out, and actually being proud of them, not being humble about them, because they serve you and they represent all the parts of you. So I really feel like this month in November, take the time every week, if you can, to think of something about who you are, about what you do really well, what you find that's a gift that you have. Maybe it's baking. Maybe it's the way you're social with other people. Maybe it's creativity. Maybe it's painting, gardening. It can go on. And call them out and say thank you to them, because they are showing up in your life. And I think it's time that we just acknowledge them. And what's interesting is the card that I picked for this month with this theme in my mind was this one, the Elder. And so this is an Aborige, and I'm going to say it incorrectly, an Aboriginal person from a tribe. And they really are ancient spirituality in and of itself. And they're very rooted in tradition. And they offer wisdom and really talk about allowing the changes that happen in your life to be representative of the wisdom that you've gained along the way. Looking at the failures that you had in your life, looking at the things that you placed judgment upon yourself for things that didn't really work out the way that you wanted them to. Perhaps there was success that didn't work, and failure, even grief that you've had to overcome. But yet you've moved beyond those things, and even limitations that you had within yourself. Perhaps maybe you weren't so great at math, or maybe you weren't so great at reading, or maybe even both. Maybe you didn't have a really great attention in high school. Maybe, I don't know, 1,000 million things, right? But yet you're still here right now, at this moment. You've moved past them. And you've brought healing into your family lineage by actually doing that, by actually moving past all of those obstacles and being everything that you are now. And I think that this card is showing up because they're rooting for your success. They're rooting for all the things you've already done and all the things that you will continue to do. So, happy November. Celebrate you.